Laker fans, I wish I could lie to you right now, but I can't. It's going to be a long, long, long process for our late show. Whew. What's up, Laker fans? You are looking at Wally World for La La Laker podcast, where we speak the real, we do not sugarcoat, and we break down everything that the other networks don't do. I am going to break down what I've seen so far. 107-104, Oklahoma City beats us again. It's very difficult when you're in the state of North Carolina and you're literally trying to watch Laker games. And right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. The sacrifices that we take on the East Coast to love, it can be draining. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, even though I know that you guys do not believe in it right now. I know. Turnovers? Yeah, I know. LeBron's out. Yeah, I know. Anthony Davis just finds a way to get hurt. Yep, I know. Defense.
3 days later, 1 week later, 3,000 years later, much, much, much later, 346 minutes.
If I only had alcohol. But that's what we're here to talk about. Again, we've had a rough week. Now, we had some decent wins, but I want you guys to just pump the brakes. We beat Cleveland. We beat some small tier teams. We're 5-4 right now. And this is the easiest part of our schedule. Everybody knows the LeBron James effect. Come on, it's been going on since the beginning of time. The first 10 games is when LeBron's teams have the easiest schedule ever. If you think about it, for these 9 games, we've been at home more than we've been on the road. And they've been small market teams that are not having any promise just for us to get our bearings under us. But this season, is going to be a little different. LeBron's out now with an ab strain. Kendrick Nunn is still out. Ariza hasn't suited up yet. Wayne Ellington finally suits up to hit 1 for 5 for 3. Monk is in and out. Bazemore's defense is horrendous. Avery Bradley comes off the street. Hillbilly Kobe and Austin Reeves comes out of nowhere to be, shall I say, the next coming of Caruso?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Either way it go, we're all over the place. We have bigs that we don't even know when to play them. Frank Vogel is just mixing and matching lineups and packages that we've never seen before. Right now, it seems like we're like just dirty laundry all over the place, trying to find 2 pair of clean socks in between the dirty pile. I get it. But we're going to talk about the pros and the cons. I'm going to start with the pros right now. The pros. We've been up in these games by double digits. 25 the first game against Oklahoma City, 19 in this game tonight. And somehow, some way, we let our foot off the gas. And we let them off the hook. Tell them, Denny Green.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
We let them off the hook. To find ourselves scratching and clawing in the fourth quarter to a team that's only won 2 games. And it's us. Us. But don't fret. The pros is Carmelo Anthony is now washed. For the ones who said he's washed and we didn't need him.
As he comes in to start the second quarter as he normally does. Melo, open, Carmelo! He's been having trouble putting it in the basket the last 3 games. Grand total of 1 point. Carmelo has it, fall away, in there! One-on-one, that's old Melo right there. Russ, Carmelo, little pump fake, in and out, back in again. Mid-range magic. Remarkable start in this game.
Yeah, he was, but collectively as a team, they weren't. That's why when one guy is dominating the scoring, you worry about what happens when he's not in the game.
See how they run this half-court set. Carmelo with the dribble. Oh, the cutter was
dive. See a dive man.
Perfect.
A dive man.
Just like you said. Rondo, step back, didn't want it. You know Carmelo will. That's a 2! It's perfect! Yes, sir! That's Carmelo getting right in the passing lane. Stealing it. Turnover number 12. Quickly, Reeves. Reeves wants to attack. Here he goes to the rim! Bounce. Rondo. Rajon. Boy's going to bring it back out, isn't he? Pretty smart player. Anthony! Got it! Carmelo!
Is not your friend.
Anthony gets it right back to Russ.
Another must basket here.
Anthony, yes sir! Carmelo!
Next, the second worst loss.
If it happens.
Or it might even be the first. The other one was the last.
Whatever you got to do quickly. Carmelo! It's a 1.
A sip of Red Bull for you. Because again, I have to sip a Red Bull to be able to be up this late. And to have to be right at work at 5 a.m. Number 2, Russell Westbrook is starting to turn that corner. Huh? Now, besides the turnover that was super costly, out of bounds, trying to do the handover. Yeah, wasn't the best move, but he's actually starting to seem a little comfortable. Don't you agree? He's starting to seem a whole lot comfortable. And that's the plus for us. With him and Anthony Davis right now trying to figure out the 2 out of the 3, LeBron James is in year 19. There's nothing on this court that's going to have him shocked or confused. So he can sit out and observe from the sideline and be able to still coach the other guys that are playing along the way. And it's going to be roughly a week. We understand that. And we know the media is going to blow this up with our record. And you know they're going to put the magnifying glass on what's wrong with the Lakers. Again, if Philadelphia can trust the process for 6 seasons, I think we can trust the process for a month. Just hanging tight. Just hanging tight. Another pro. Avery Bradley is starting to make a case that he is the starting 2 guard again, like in 2019, 2020. He is starting to let the Laker organization know, you might have got me for a couple of dollars, but guess what? I'm your starter. I tell you, I still believe that by the end of the year, that Malik Monk is going to be the starter. He has the size, he has the youth, he has the potential. But Avery Bradley is right now. He understands the scheme. He's a defensive-minded guy. He knocked down a big 3 tonight to even keep us close in the game. And he doesn't mind defending anybody. And that's where you want to start in a Frank Vogel team, is that you want to make sure that you are playing defense first. And this team is just not playing defense first. They're not. We're too busy worrying about SGA that we leave Dort right towards the basket by himself. And I'm really going to point out the discrepancies in that situation. It lets me know by watching the game that a lot of guys truly don't know what they're asked of on the defensive end. Now you have guys you only have 2 or 3 guys that came back to this team from last season, and only one of them was on the court tonight. One. THT is still out. LeBron James is injured. And you're asking Anthony Davis to do this with new guys. And we don't do excuses, but it's all about chemistry, connecting the scheme, and being able to understand what you're doing. It takes a while. And again, I've said on other episodes that Russell Westbrook has been on 3 teams in 3 seasons. It's going to be a task for him to understand that Frank Vogel does not need him to be the offensive guy first. He needs him to be the defensive guy first. And this might have been the first time that Russell Westbrook actually had to play defense. Think about it. Washington, Houston, D'Antoni, absolutely not. And now he's here trying to play defense. And that lapse to Lou Dort was on Westbrook, but it's because you're just scrambling and all you're trying to do is just make sure that you get the ball out of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hands when he's shooting from the moon in the logo tonight. Which, shout out to him. He played a great game. He's a good guard. He's just on a bad team. And Oklahoma City knew that. That's why they sold him up for all those years, because they know nobody else is coming to Oklahoma City but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The negatives. Defense.
Bruh.
Oh my God! Wow! Assignments. We have a lot of guys that are offensive minded and offensive dominant, but they are not the defensive minded guys that Anthony Davis and LeBron James are. Even down to Trevor Ariza, which a lot of people are saying Trevor Ariza is going to be dirt, but he's a guy that can be able to cross match on defense, and he's not out there. THT, not out there. There's a lot of guys that we have coming back that are a major key piece to this defensive thing that Frank Vogel is trying to piece together. It's like having all the puzzle pieces in the box, but as soon as you get to your last 2 or 3, they're not even in the box. So now you're trying to figure out where they are, and you're trying to put this puzzle on the wall that you've already glued to a piece of paper. This is how we are right now. We're going to be able to find out who we really are on this road stretch, going to Portland with Dame and CJ. It has to make the guards play defense because that's their guard-friendly basketball team. Kent Bazemore, I've said this, he is a backup at best. But right now, he has no choice but to play those minutes because we are really depleted on guys that can be able to guard multiple positions. But his defense is so horrible. I can't even pinpoint what's the problem. I can't pinpoint if it's his want to, or if it's his feet, or if it's just his IQ. But I'm not feeling none of it right now. And if you go back and look at the games, you'll see that he's the one that either is out of the play, out of position, or allowing guys to just go right around him. I don't like that. So again, I see in the future Bazemore's minutes getting pushed back. Next thing, Anthony Davis finds a way to get hurt. I mean, I know the joke is Mr. Glass, but this guy finds a way to get hurt on anything. Like, you should put bubble wrap around his home because he might bump up against a counter. Like, it's very, very bad. And the thing is, you get your pluses into your negatives so you can see why New Orleans was kind of on the fence of letting him go, but let him go anyway, because the injuries are just outrageous. It's like he's just very brittle. But there are things that he do that makes it worse because he shoots and he hits the ground on every fadeaway. And I'm surprised that no one's taught him how to actually shoot upright. A lot of Anthony Davis shots are fadeaways, which should not be at 6'11". Everything should be high up and going towards the rim. I don't understand why no one's told him that yet. But eventually it's going to have to come to that if he wants to be able to prolong his career. Because falling on the ground, trying to ask for the foul like you're a guard, it's not going to work when you're 6'11" and you're brittle. Next thing, Frank Vogel and his lineups. Frank Vogel is the only coach that I know that when someone gets hot, he blows the whistle to take them out.
Oh, I never knew.
I've seen it multiple times and even throughout the years. Guys get hot and he takes them out. Montrezl Harrell last year, hot, come off the bench, give us the baskets, blow the whistle, he's back sitting on the bench. Schroeder, hot a few games, get going, out of here. This year, Carmelo Anthony is on fire. He blows the whistle, and he takes him out. We get a couple of threes from Reeves. We're getting the momentum. Takes him out. It was a moment where we were actually in the game and up 8, and he took out Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. That right there was the moment where all hell broke loose. And that moment in the game where he took out Russ and Anthony Davis at the same time, knowing he had no LeBron, is when it all went left. And he put in Rondo, who hasn't played for 8 games. And he looked like he hadn't played for 8 games. He missed layups. He missed floaters. He missed passes. He just looked out of sync. And that's what you need with a team that's already sucking your lead up. And now you're only up 6 to 8 points, and you take your 2 guys out. This is the time where you have to at least leave one on the court to make it honest. I don't understand what Frank Vogel does. I've noticed that Frank Vogel never challenges anything unless LeBron tells him to do so. Have you noticed that? Anybody says challenge that? I didn't do that. Challenge that? Frank Vogel lets it play on. LeBron James looks back and say, run it. Oh, he's running it. I'm not going to even think about that. Refereeing is horrible this season for us. And again, I am not biased when I say that, because all across the board, I feel like the refs, they picked him up off the side of the road. But the calls that teams are getting in our house in Staples Center compared to what we are getting, and we are a team that don't even shoot as many shots as other teams coming in, so we're attacking the basket, so they have to call the fouls. It's outrageous. The Lakers have already sent video to the NBA to show the discrepancy of the calls, and they still are doing it. I don't understand if it's like, hey, you got a superstar team, we got to make this even. I don't know. Is there a ghost of Tim Donaghy? I don't know. But what I do know is that the refs have been horrendous with the calls. Horrendous. There's no way Carmelo Anthony gets a technical foul. There's no way. DeAndre Jordan does not get a technical foul tonight. They have to address that. But all in all, don't want it to be a gloomy thing, even though we're on a loss. And even though we got a loss against Oklahoma City not too long ago, beat a bad Houston team. Oklahoma City is worse than Houston, and we just can't seem to get it. But some teams just have our number. I expect that to change once we gel and we get some camaraderie. But if you can't score and you can't shoot, the first thing you do as a team is lock down on defense. Lock down on defense with a defensive-minded coach in Frank Vogel. It's on Frank. Frank has to get these guys to play his type of defense, and the offense will come. Instead, we are a team that looks like Fitzdale is worrying about the offense while Frank Vogel doesn't even care about the defense right now. And it doesn't matter how much film you look at, it's about a want to on defense. Offense can be schemed, but defense is want to. Wanting to stop the person in front of you. And if guys are not willing to do that, then the bench they go. Rather you're depleted or not. You would rather get somebody from a two-way deal to come and just to play just because it's not what you're asking for. You'll bring in a guy in James Ennis just because Bazemore wants to lollygag on defense. And with the scoring that he's doing, who cares about your plus minus? It's not adding up. You're getting scored on more than you're scoring on people. And the number one thing of the game is what? Putting the ball in the basket and stopping the other team from doing so. And on that note, thank you guys for taking the time out of your night or your day to rock with me. And I hope that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Share this content. Comment, tell me what you think about the game as the Lakers fall to the Thunder again. 107-104. Tell me what you think. Give me some lineups. Give me something that you think that will work for the Lakers to be able to do this nice road run that we have to do before we end up coming back home to play teams like the Miami Heat, who are hot as fish grease. What would you do? Who would you take out? Who would you put in? Who would you leave in? Who are you blaming right now for the 5-4 start? Let me know in the comments. On that note, you guys be safe. Love yourself. Love each other. And as always, La La Laker out. Listen to the theme music.